Hi, I actually just went, I'm wearing my Integrity Fairy hat now, and I just went and did a, I just looked at the calendar, and I realized that I've actually, might have the, I didn't check what day it was, but I had the month wrong. It's July. It's July 2003, and not, sorry, it is July, it's not June. Yeah, no, I've just completely lost my train of thought, and there's no survivors, partly because there's a yellow light that I don't remember seeing on the camera grid thing before, and I'm going to have to actually check to see if I've got this card full, because I actually had this camera for about a year now, and I need to actually probably get another card for it to keep the documentation all sorted in ways I can comprehend. It's actually a bit embarrassing. I actually went to film school, and I did, before film school, I worked at my local cable company, so I'm actually used to using professional television and, well, 16 millimeter and professional and video equipment, and I'm just baffled by the plethora of buttons, and part of it is, I talked about the Renaissance on an earlier video. I don't know if I shared that one or not. Right, I was going... No, actually it's not nothing that I wanted to talk about. Skills. One of my unrealized career aspirations was actually being a columnist, and blogging actually has sort of satisfied and unlocked that career achievement. It seems, depending on the type of blogging I'm doing at any time, and I'm re-establishing the blog as my blog in relation to the Facebook being the stream of consciousness, and flipping between sharing what I'm doing and sharing my artist support shares, and sometimes doing, you know, being able to keep doing my Facebook timeline that I need to do for me, separate and apart from the workshops and everything sort of churning, and it's all ebbs and flows, and it's like I feel like I'm not on the bottom of the water drowning anymore. I feel like I'm actually now broken the surface, and you know, I get gulps of air and then I'm, you know, drowning again, and you know, I keep reminding myself that I'm on dry land and I'm safe in my house, and I was chatting with my dad about the feelings of, you know, that when I was on the cruise ship in August 2011, that the rocking was actually really helpful and soothing, and standing on the ship and actually having to choose to breathe air was amazing, to have the wind being so forceful that you know, you really had to struggle to breathe sometimes. And my dad said, well, be glad you're not a North Sea fisherman, because there, you know, if you're heading to the water, you know, just exhale on the way down and get it over with. And it's better to drown before you flash freeze, apparently. And, you know, I had to remind my dad that, you know, I actually did experience hypothermia, putting a footlock on my gate, and, you know, I just don't need to be reminded of what being that cold is like, because then, you know, the brain goes into it. Right, different levels of consciousness. I started talking a bit about, I had a number of injuries from low-impact car accidents, and but I've actually had some pretty scary, intense, high-speed, non-car accident events, thanks to, you know, the skill of the drivers in the situation. And you know, there is, I mean, I related to that whole thing of, you know, preparing yourself for your imminent death, because sometimes there are moments in your life where you have to make that choice. And this driving incident some years ago, back somewhere between 2001 and 2003, I know it's before I lived in this house. I was living in Vancouver at the time and had gone up to Green Lake, and you know, cliff, you know, uphill with a curve and a tunnel, and a semi-truck and me. And I had a GMC Sierra 2500 V8 engine, fortunately, and ended up not having enough room to actually get in front of the semi, so we were neck and neck, and the merge was very short. and he hit his brakes and I hit my gas, and I knew that the gas was the only thing I could do, and hopefully, optimal outcome, stay in my lane, you know, zoom around the corner, you know, shoot out the other side. We're good, because the tunnel was a curve. There's a red light now. I think I'm about to run out of time. Or cross the center line. Hopefully there would, so cross the center line. Hopefully no oncoming car, safe. Oncoming car is going to be a collision, or fail to hold the corner and smash into the wall. Obviously, I made it, but I did not hold my lane. I did cross the center line. There was no oncoming car, and I managed to, you know, miss the wall of the tunnel by about an inch. And I drove about 5 more miles before there was a pullout, and I got out of my truck, and it really, you know, I had to hang on to the side, and I finally knew what the phrase rubber band leg was, because I could barely stand up. You know, I just wanted to lay down and just start shaking, and you know, but there was actually still like an hour drive ahead, and so I just had to walk it off, and that adrenaline rush really changed how sleepy I was. And you know, so to have that presence of mind, you know, and then combined with my disaster emergency preparedness training, critical incident training with the Coast Guard, you know, running emergency preparedness programs at several departments. You know, yeah, I'm actually